You think you're brave, you think you're strong. Well, if you're not as scared of things like, I don't know, the dark, then surely you're not scared of sunlight gardening. Absolute Batman issue 17. Welcome back to the dissection table. Here we take place video game channels, comics, movies, break them down by bit. And don't forget, head over here to the comments, expand that, go up to the top, expand my top comment up there, and you'll find links that'll lead you not only to the Twitch wing of the Asylum, but the YouTube wing of the Asylum, where you'll find a dedicated playlist of my coverage on all the issues of Absolute Batman so far, right here on TikTok. Without further ado, let's get to the breakdown. Kicking off issue 17, we actually get a really great look into the actual origins of Dr. Pamela Isley when she was just 10 years old, when her mother first brought her to Gotham City when at 10 years of age. And she's kind of overwhelmed by this. They're from Kane County, they're from way outside Gotham City. This is all kind of overwhelming for poor little 10-year-old Pamela Isley. And Ivy's mother right here, a name that her mother gave Ivy because she likes climbing the tree, like, you know, like Ivy does behind their cabin and everything. Apparently, they didn't even have a home or anything. But yeah, she takes Ivy to the Heart Building inside Gotham City. And young Ivy looks at her mother. She's like, is it called the Heart Building because it's shaped like a heart? And she's like, no. It's called the Heart Building because of its unique shape and architecture. Apparently is what allows proper wind flow throughout the whole 5 boroughs throughout Gotham City. I didn't know that about this building. I believe that's true even here in reality. Over in New York, I mean. It's also called the Heart Building because of that unique architectural shape so that all those winds can blow through. And it's because of that this is the key location where someone can make a wish, and hopefully the winds will carry that wish out there into the world where they might be able to grow roots. So her mother gives her a little dandelion. She's like, make a wish, you know, take a deep breath, make a wish. Oh, it's so cute. Then we get to modern times, and this very quickly turns into just a straight up horror flick. As trouble is growing metaphorically and quite literally because somewhere underground on this private property, this security guard sees all this really weird plant life, and he steps forward and then ends up seeing this freakish humanoid-like creature like in this plant-like thing. He panics, and then Ivy gets the jump on him. This guy... And yeah, everything that we saw happening underground is officially making its way topside because they have a whole entire biological hazard at play here. A whole entire miniature scale force has appeared right in the heart of Gotham City. So yeah, obviously Ivy, she's making her move right here. Mayor Hill puts out the message. This is a whole entire like biological hazard. Everything's going on lockdown. Nobody in, nobody out. And the cops are like, who would be crazy enough to go in? Cut to this beautiful psychopath, complete with 2 chainsaws, 1 on each gauntlet. Just when you thought Absolute Batman couldn't get any more metal. God, I love this comic series. So Batman's in, and he's got Alfred on the comms, playing like the part that you would expect him to, like in the mainline DC comic book universe, and he's, you know, handling off all this information, and he's like, okay, talk to me. What's going on? And Alfred, this is where his accent really shines in, and he's like, GCPD intel indicates the air is highly contaminated with an unknown biological agent. 7 of bullets best we need ahead of you, and Batman's kind of like, what? Apparently they humped in and oogied up the USC with... Now I see why people give Carl Urban's, you know, character Billy Butcher from The Voice so much shit because of that accent. How do you understand these guys? Bullets. English! Not English, American English! Deep breath. Or rather not, considering the whole entire weapon that is apparently responsible for a lot of what's going on right here. Alfred goes on to explain that there's some type of ultrasonic cannon, military grade, and this weapon uses compressed sound waves to separate cells. Basically, Ivy's got her hands on some type of technology, probably from JK Industries, just saying, and that's partly and partial because of what's going on here, because of all these harmful spores that are having these effects on literally everything and anything. Now, just exactly how harmful are these spores in the air? Well, Batman presses onward, and he's like, hey, I got eyes on officers, and Pennyworth's like, that's not possible. And he's like, no, I'm looking right at him, and Alfred's like, no, I'm telling you, I'm looking at the floor that you're on right now. There's no human signatures at all. That's when Alfred Pennyworth says, whatever the hell you're looking at, they aren't people, not anymore. Gee, you think? From there, we cut, because of course we would, like with most comics, but we see a little bit into Batman's like whole entire combat journal right here, and we get a little look into his personal life whenever he goes to track down his friends, because don't forget, all his friends got quote-unquote broken by Bane. So the first one he goes to check up on is Killer Croc. He's apparently shed his skin. Don't forget, and I covered this in the previous issue, again, don't forget to check out the YouTube wing of the Asylum to get caught up. Apparently, the amulet that Batman gifted him on this little adventure he went with Wonder Woman, apparently it's helped Waylon Jones quite literally return to some type of human form. We're not too sure. We just find his skin down in the sewers. Some of Bruce's friends, such as Oswald Cobblepot, out of the hospital. He's hanging out at the Iceberg Lounge, and he's told, you know, he's had his goons that he apparently already has, telling him to turn around, then if you come back, we're gonna beat the snot out of you. And he's like, tell Cobblepot I'm coming back and back and back again and again and again. And he is watching him, so he is in fact out of the hospital. And then right here, he tries to track down Edward Nygma, who did help him out in his fight a little bit with Bane with extracting the venom from Bruce's body, but he's not answering the door. Batman, Bruce tries to get him to open the door by giving him a riddle, doesn't answer. Tries to check in with Harvey Dent, and it turns out he's just gone, even though that's kind of impossible considering what happened to his face. And the nurse explains that his face is literally cut in 2 halves, yet he's gone. Bruce, he can't connect with his friends. He's a little upset, and he goes on walking, and lo and behold, after he goes on to explain that after the fight with Bane, Batman feels different. Batman seemingly belongs to everyone and anyone within Gotham City. Hope is now alive but for Bruce, he looks at the bat symbol and everything. Oh, this awesome merchandise that I definitely wouldn't buy. And he's like, I look at that symbol. I don't even really know what I'm looking at. He's confused. He's angry. We'll explore a little bit more of that. But right now, then we immediately cut from his confusion, his frustrations, this internal conflict with himself, with Bruce, and what Batman has become in the eyes of the people. But then we cut back over to him going up against all these plant mutants. That's when Alfred comes on over the comms again. And he explains that everything that you're seeing is like a combination of human and plant life. Gee, you think? Specifically, some type of recombinant mutagen, and it's being passed out throughout the whole entire air through these spores and everything. Now, when that happens, just take it from your specialized doctor right here. When that happens, basically what this comes down to, it's literally reprogramming and rewriting human DNA. So Alfred is like, okay, so yeah, it's that, it's in the air, it's the spores, whatever happens, don't lose your mask. So of course, he loses his mask, and now they're bickering back and forth like, kid, get the mask back on. Batman's like, I got it, shut up. Losing his oxygen mask, Batman takes one of the tendrils from his cape and turns it into like a makeshift mask. It's a dense enough fiber to help keep out the spores and everything. And he goes on to explain that, yeah, these things, human and plant life mixed together, but it's a bit more than that. And Alfred's like, okay, whatever more there is, you can tell me when you get your butt back to the bunker and everything. And Batman's like, no, I'm pushing onward because I've kind of seen something like this. And he puts Alfred to task. I saw something just like this back when I was a captive at the Arkham facility. I need you to look up someone's name. Alfred's like, who? Isley. From there, we cut over back to Ivy's origin story. Now, no longer 10. Now she's 23. She's become a very decorated doctor. And now, lo and behold, she's done what you would expect. She's gone into Scientology. I hope I didn't butcher the pronunciation. Basically, the study of all things plant life. And Dr. Isley, she's had incredible success. She's got her hands on a lab. She's got funding. And then from there, she goes on to create this whole entire injecting human stem cells into plant life. And guess what? She actually has success. Now, reviewing Dr. Isley's notes, I got the clipboard right here if you can see that. Now, what she ended up doing was as follows. She ended up engineering a human cell containing chloroplastis and human photosynthetic human cells. Now, because of this unique combination, the cells are a unique combination of human and plant life. And because of that, basically, she has these human cells that can self-regenerate thanks to exposure to sunlight. Basically, she created this, in theory, that, maybe exposed to a human being could turn them into a human-plant hybrid that straight up has healing properties thanks to the sun. Here's the downside. I don't want to be a human-plant hybrid! One big key reason why Ivy is so obsessed with this whole entire regenerative properties whenever it comes to all of her studies and all of this engineering with injecting human stem cells with all this stuff and all this plant stuff, well, it comes back to her mother. She goes on to explain that her mother's sickness is back, and there's like this knot, this like infection in her brain, and it keeps growing exponentially. This basically sounds like, to me personally, brain cancer. Ivy then goes on to remember her mother's words, which are, "From the heart, Ivy girl, I hear my mother say, and then it hits me, what does Ivy do? It climbs. I will combine our cells with more, not just plants. I will pull from all 6 kingdoms of life. I will climb higher than anyone thinks possible." How high? High enough to apparently create plant hybrids of actual biblical angels. What the hell is going on? We'll hopefully find out. You'll definitely find out whenever it comes to part 2. This was a big issue, unfortunately, so we have to break this up into a part 2. I've had to do this with a lot of the Absolute Universe runs, and I absolutely love it. But if you're enjoying it, please don't forget, make sure to give me a follow, like, and a comment right over here, and definitely make sure to hit that follow so I can continue to keep you informed on all things video game trailers, comics, and more, and especially when the next video drops on part 2 of Absolute Batman issue 17. Until then, be safe. Doctor's orders.